Alright, so I've made this video for all the guys out there who honestly believe that relationships are a big part of their lives and they constitute a part of their goals. It's one of their main priorities that they would really like to achieve sometime in the future. Just like me, I also want to have a relationship at some point and I want it to be a serious one. I want to invest myself into that relationship and truly feel love on a next level. And so if you feel like this is something that also resonates with you as much as it does with me, then continue to watch this video. Instead of wasting so much mental and physical capacity obsessing over a certain girl for such a long period of time, why not just be honest with yourself and with her? Like, you don't have time to waste with your insecurities, man. Because in the end, all of these thoughts inside of your head that are just telling you, just wait a little bit more. Don't tell her now, don't tell her now. She's not gonna like you. She's not gonna be interested in you. Don't tell her now. Please don't do it. Oh my god, it's gonna be horrible, man. Don't do it. All of these thoughts are just your own insecurities. You might be thinking, oh my god, this is my rational mind working. I should listen to it. Nah, man, those are just your fears and your doubts working against you. You wanna know something, man? You will never have the perfect situation to be with a certain person. You will never have things working perfectly towards your own liking. And this can be applied in every single certain area of life. Things are not gonna always go your way. Sometimes they might never go your way, right? Maybe this is the case for some people out there, and this is why they feel like they have been so wronged for such a long time. But they haven't understood the fact that life isn't what they want it to be. Life is life, and we're just navigating it. And you have to navigate it as well. You have to make do with what you have. You have to play the cards that you have been dealt. And so instead of just telling yourself and listening to all of these thoughts that you have that are just telling you, just don't talk to this girl right now. Just wait a little bit longer. Just keep obsessing over her in your mind so that you can get this adrenaline boost in your body, so that you can just get addicted to your own thoughts, right? Keep doing that, man, and just don't talk to her. Keep making up more insecurities and more imagined situations in your mind in which you won't get to be with this girl, in which she will just ruin you and you'll have a horrible life, right? And everything will end. The entire world will collapse on you just because you talk to this girl, right? Keep having those thoughts, keep obsessing over her, and maybe at some certain point she'll just gonna fall in your arms. Like, that is what your mind is telling you. Do you really want to listen to that? If you were to be a bit more conscious of the insecurities and the doubts that are being played in your mind, even while listening to me speak right now, you would realize just how stupid your rational mind can be sometimes. And you want to know something else, bro? You will have much better chances of being with this girl if you approach her right now, if you talk to her right now in the present moment or in the very near present moment, instead of waiting for the unpredictable and uncertain future to come. Like, who knows what's gonna happen in the damn future, man? Who knows what guy she's gonna look at on the street that she's gonna be suddenly attracted by and that she's gonna get with? Like, who knows what guy she's gonna meet in school? Who knows what guy is gonna send her a message on Instagram? You don't know what's gonna happen in the future, do you? Like, the future is so uncertain and so unpredictable, and no matter how much we'd like to believe that we can just make our future perfect the way that we want it to be, as I previously mentioned, things don't always go our way, and sometimes they don't go our way at all. So make do with what you have and take the chance right now. Take the chance of approaching this girl right now. Speak to her. Go through the discomfort and the pain of having to strike up a conversation about this. And do it now. Because again, your chances are so much higher now, so much more predictable now than they would be in the future. Recently I made a video about this called "What Would You Do If You Weren't Afraid?" This is a very simple question that I heard from Alex Ramosi, like a very buff entrepreneur. What would you do if you weren't afraid of doing this certain thing? If you weren't afraid of what people would have to say? If you weren't afraid of the consequences of your actions? What would you do? If you had no fear, if you had nothing limiting you right now, what would you do, right? You would probably go and talk to this girl. If you had no fears, if you were completely confident, and if you knew that there weren't people out there that were gonna judge you by any means or anything, right, you'd probably go and talk to this girl. But that is only if you weren't afraid. So what does that imply? That implies that right now, you aren't talking to this girl. You aren't taking this chance of building a beautiful relationship with a woman that you really like just because you're afraid. Just because you're acting like a little small kid, like a pussy, like a wuss. Alright, so let's say that you've actually gotten to talk to this girl, right? Let's say that you've actually messaged her, that you've spoken to her in real life, that you've gone through the discomfort of having that conversation with her, and she doesn't like you. Like, that is a chance, but there's also a chance that she will like you, right? But let's take the worst case scenario so that if anything else better happens, you'll be pleasantly surprised. So she doesn't like you. That is the worst that can possibly happen. She just says, no, I don't like you. I mean, you don't speak to her anymore. Okay, cool. Is that the end of the world? No, it's not, man. Like, it might feel like it for sure, because, oh my god, I spent months obsessing over this girl, just always stalking her Instagram feed. and talking to her on WhatsApp, at like 12 a.m. in the morning. If this girl weren't to like me, then my entire life would be over. No, it would not be, bro. No, she would just tell you I don't like you, and then you move on with your life. Yeah, maybe for the first day or two, you'd feel hurt. You'd feel a bit pissed off. You've been so stupid to just obsess over this girl for such a long time. And now that you actually look back on it, realize that there's not much that you should have actually obsessed over. Like, your life would have been so much better if you just confidently went up to her one day when you actually realized that you liked her, and you would have just told her. Like, there are much bigger chances that she would have just said, yeah, I agree, I like you as well, and whatever, and you would have gone on a date or something. I don't know. What comes after this? What comes after the rejection that we are so damn terrified of? This horrible rejection that will just ruin our lives, will ruin everything, will make the entire world collapse on us. What comes after that? Well, you'll just keep moving on with your life. Keep improving yourself, because you're a man on self-improvement. Don't forget that. You're a young man who's trying to build his own damn life. It's so damn foolish and stupid to think that the entire world will collapse on you and that you won't be able to function anymore if this girl just says I don't like you. Bro, are you putting your entire soul and your entire well-being, are you making all of that dependent on one girl that you don't even know that well? Bro, that's kind of stupid, isn't it? I wouldn't do that if I were you. So you must keep improving yourself even after this rejection, because you either win or you learn, right? It's that simple. You either win what you've wanted to win, or you just learn from the experience and you'll do better next time. And especially with things like these, with like relationships, with serious relationships like these, you only have to win once. Because if the chances are there, then this girl is the person that you are gonna spend the rest of your life with. Or maybe like a very big portion of your life with. You only have to win once, man. And you need to know that you're gonna have your victory sooner or later. You're gonna have your win sooner or later. Even if you keep learning for such a long time, at some point you're gonna win. At some point you're gonna have so much value and knowledge gained from all of these past experiences that when you're gonna approach this new girl, you're gonna be fully confident. You're gonna know exactly what you have to say. You're gonna know exactly the way you're gonna have to behave in order to, strike up a conversation with this girl and see how it goes and everything. But this comes from learning, man. Because if you have zero experience talking to girls in general about anything, if you just sit in your damn dark corner of the room on Reddit, just in this red pill subreddit, just scrolling in there like a freaking dumbass, then how do you expect to ever find a girl to be with? Unless you go out, unless you speak to girls, unless you are authentic about who you are, unless you open up yourself, you become a bit sensible to other people so that they can also become sensible to you, so that you can build and form a beautiful connection. Unless you do these things, you're not gonna get anywhere. An extra thing that I would say, man, is just don't let this take over your life completely. Don't let this pursuit of girls, of this relationship, be idealized to the extent where it is everything that you're looking for. Because it is very easy to fool yourself into believing that if I were to be with this girl, if I were to have this relationship, then my entire life's problems will be solved. No, man, they won't be. You'll probably even have more problems now. So many people, they say that the hardest part is not attracting the girl. It is actually being and maintaining and building love with that girl. So the easiest part is basically just getting to be with the girl in itself. Once you're gonna have to go on dates, and once you're gonna have to open yourself up to this girl, and she's gonna open herself up to you, and you're gonna see her insecurities and her weaknesses, and she's gonna see yours, like, man, that's when it's gonna get more complicated and difficult. But you're gonna be able to bear through it because you have love, because you feel a certain way about this girl. You have a certain emotional connection to this woman, and she does the same to you. But just don't let this take over your life completely. Don't become obsessed with the idea of just finding the perfect girl and then boom, all of your problems will be solved. Understand that this is a very meaningful and important part of our lives for sure, especially for people like us who, no matter how much we try to fool ourselves and lie to ourselves, that relationships aren't that important, that girls aren't that important. Man, I like talking to girls, man. I like doing all of these things, man. Even if sometimes I get hurt, even if sometimes it doesn't work out and I feel stupid afterwards. All of these experiences, man, this is something that I feel like I really want. This is something that I put a big priority on. So I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Remember that there are also people out there in your life who love you. Your parents, your family, some friends. There are many people out there who genuinely love you and who care about you. So don't put your entire mental capacity and physical capacity into trying to find that one girl. Follow your purpose, follow your heart, follow what you truly desire to do for a living, right? Follow that something that you truly want to keep doing for the rest of your life as your work. Provide for your loved ones, provide for the people that you love who have cared so much for you in these past few years of your life. And along the way, man, if you can find this girl to be with, that you can grow with, that you can share your wins and your losses with, then that's amazing. But just don't obsess over it, man. Just, when you find a nice girl that you like, just talk to her, man. Be confident, go through the discomfort right now, face it, and take the chance, man. So yeah, man, I really hope that you've gained some value from this video. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel where I make self-improvement videos about what I've learned throughout my almost 2 years of self-improvement so far. You can like this video, you can share this video with other people who you think will also be able to gain some value from this. You can join my self-improvement Discord server, there will be a link to that in the description. And by the way, if you also want to go on a self-improvement one-to-one coaching call with me that is entirely for free, you don't have to pay any money, and we can go on a call, we can talk about self-improvement tips and advice, your journey, my journey, anything, then all you have to do is you have to click the Calendly link in the description of this video. So yeah, man. Take the chance, bro. Don't waste your time. Because there is no time to waste with insecurities. Come on, man. You got this. See ya.